Not at all. I just think they're in a really good position, to try to win another Super Bowl, or at least to get to another Super Bowl. And we talked about it briefly about the quarterback situation. Nick Foles did an unbelievable job. You could never duplicate what he did and how well he played. But Carson Wentz is the man on that team. He had that team rolling before he got hurt. He's a guy who still feels like there was something undone, that he wasn't able to finish the job a year ago. He wants to be out there and lead this team to a Super Bowl. And the other part is they're no longer the underdogs. You remember last year, everybody kept picking against them because once Carson Wentz went down, people just said, oh, well, they're not going to get there. It's impossible when you lose your starting quarterback to win a Super Bowl, and they wind up doing it. Now they have the confidence. They went out, they added some other pieces. They made this team, to me, better with the confidence that they have, and now they're going to have their quarterback who was going to be the MVP of the league. So I love where they are. I love the situation that they're in. I think if I was an Eagles fan, I would be like, something different to look forward to. It's not the same old same. I'm not wishing, hoping, and dreaming that Nick Foles can outplay Tom Brady again like he did in the Super Bowl. I don't care if Tom Brady threw for 500 yards. Nick Foles made every throw in that Super Bowl. He also caught the pass when it was thrown to him, unlike Tom Brady in a big moment. And he didn't fumble the ball away in the last 2.5 minutes. I'm just saying. Yeah. Nick Foles was that guy. Outplayed Tom Brady. A great Super Bowl win, but now it's time for the Eagles to win with their quarterback of the future.
So let me get this straight. You are majorly concerned about the New England Patriots, right? Because of Tom Brady's 41. And you have zero concerns about the Eagles. Despite the fact the Eagles lose their offensive coordinator. Their Eagles quarterback is coming off an injury. The Eagles, 5 of their first 8 games are against playoff teams. He said the Patriots play 6 playoff teams the entire season. Okay, and let's not forget,
they're a good team.
Eagles,
they're a good team.
They've got great
good
personnel.
Teams got to beat
one of the best rosters, but their division is brutal. Okay, Alex Smith, awesome regular season quarterback. He's going to be dangerous in Washington. They could win one from against
dangerous.
The Eagles.
Is that where we are now?
He's a really good regular season quarterback.
Okay, that's
Number
nice.
2, New York Giants. You know, the darlings of Las Vegas right now are the New York Giants. They're not a 3-win team this year.
Have they seen
Saquon Barkley?
Have they seen Eli Manning's
Odell
number the last 4 years?
Don't worry about Eli Manning, okay?
They gave him the parade
And finally,
years ago.
the Dallas Cowboys, who I think are going to be a very good team this year. I think they're playoff bound. That division is just brutal.
Playoff bound?
The Eagles are going to be in some trouble this year. I'm surprised you don't see it. I think they're maybe a 9-10 win team. It's not going to be easy. We know the hunted versus the hunter. They are going to be the hunted now. Everybody's gunning for them. I see a little pullback on the Philadelphia Eagles.
This is where I'm at with it. I am starting to worry about it because of what I saw last night with Nick Foles and his performance and him injuring his throwing arm. When I look at that, when you look at the offseason for the Philadelphia Eagles, the reason why they held on to Nick Foles was to ensure that they had a starter to make sure that Carson Wentz, our guy, our franchise, can just ease his way along in his rehabilitation process and then jump back in. Now you got Nick Foles, who got hurt last night. We don't know the status of how big that injury is. But I do believe that they got better around the quarterback position. However, when you look at inserting a Nick Foles and he knows I'm the second guy, I'm coming in at an already rolling team, that's a different position than saying you're the starter week 1 of the NFL football season for the Super Bowl champion Philadelphia Eagles. I don't know if he can get it done the way he did inserting into a second fiddle role. It's a big difference. Many people don't think so, but when it's all on you from the outset, we're expecting greatness right away. What we saw in the Super Bowl, what we saw with our own eyes, how you say he outplayed Tom Brady, we're expecting that Nick Foles come week 1, week 2, however long it takes
I'm
for
not
Carson
expecting
Wentz.
it. I don't think that he can duplicate it. I think that's why I think the Eagles have an advantage, is that ultimately, I don't know what week Carson Wentz is going to be ready to play, but if you have to give him a game or two, you just need him to hold it together so that they're not 0-3 to start the season, play well enough to be 2-1 or something like that, and then Carson Wentz can get in there. And as we saw, you want to be hot late than early. Not to be in a big hole, but you want Carson Wentz to be ready when the time comes and you get closer to the end of the season and the playoffs and have this guy. I saw enough of Carson Wentz to believe in him that if he's healthy, he's going to be able to do and deliver what they need him to do. That's why I think they have a great shot, because it's not a hangover. It's not the same thing. It's not pie in the sky for Carson Wentz to play well. This guy was going to be the MVP a year
Rob,
ago.
I don't think it's a matter of needing to be a hangover. When you look at that division, to your point, Jason, they haven't had a repeat division winner since the 03-04 Philadelphia Eagles team. That was a Donovan McNabb team. This division has a revolving door of top. Who's going to end up on top every single year?
I got it. Until this year.
Maybe that may be the case.
Until this year.
But it's not going to be a cakewalk. And then you add on top of that the fact that they're playing in the NFC conference. Everyone there, it's so cluttered at the top. You're going to they play the Vikings again this year. Like, it's not going to be as easy as you're making it out.
No, I'm not saying it's easy, but I'm saying they got better. Not often. Most of the time with a Super Bowl team, you lose so many people, right? Guys go off, get paid up. I think their team is better. I don't look at them as the underdogs. Even when they played that home game against Atlanta, they were underdogs. When they played Minnesota, they were underdogs. They were underdogs to New England. They were underdogs the whole way.
Well, you know why that is.
Believed that.
Well, no, because Nick Foles was awful at the end of the regular season.
Nobody believed that.
Let me add, you mentioned that Atlanta game. Do you guys remember that game? The Falcons were in control for most of it.
Did they win or lose?
Stop. Okay,
No,
it was
I'm telling
fourth and
you.
goal from the 2, and
Did
they
they
couldn't
win or
complete
lose
the
the
pass.
game?
But
I'm
we
going to say
talk
that
about,
when you bring up the Jacksonville, New England
we
game.
keep talking about this. They won the Super Bowl, yes, and Foles was lights out, game of his life. We do know he was a journeyman for most of his career. He was nearly out of the league when he was in Kansas City. So depressed and not into football, Andy Reid had to call him to keep him playing football. So, listen, the whole narrative built around Nick Foles is nice. It was an awesome story. But the reality, he's not an awesome quarterback. And if Wentz is not able to go for the first couple weeks, they could be in trouble. They open with those same Falcons. I'm telling you, Atlanta's my pick to go to the Super Bowl. Atlanta is my pick.
Did you see them in the Super Bowl?
I just went to Vegas this week and put money on them.
Okay,
yeah.
good
So
luck.
Atlanta, I like them a lot.
You know what? I'm going to call your kids and tell them that your dad's doing you a
I didn't put no college education on the line.
You just put their college fund up at.
I did not do that.
I love that we can speak publicly about gambling.
I know. What world do we live in?
My concerns with the Eagles, again, it's really revolving around that quarterback position. To your point, did they go out and get better and add pieces? Yes, they did. Impressive. However, when your starting quarterback is coming off a torn ACL, the concerns are there and they're real. Will he come out the gate and be as mobile as we know he's capable of being, as accurate? There's kind of that mental hurdle that he's going to have to overcome himself of getting back out there. It's like riding a bike all over again. When you haven't ridden it in a long time, it's like, wow, can I really do this again? And how will it feel to do this again?
Well, you saw Aaron Rodgers with the broken collarbone came back and won.
Carson Wentz is 25 years
I'm
old.
just
You talking about last year?
No. I'm saying before when he had the broken collarbone and came back and won the MVP.
So you're going back before the one last year.
Before the one last
year. When he came back last year, what happened?
No. I'm talking about the one before.
Okay,
and I'm just saying that
you gotta
Carson
dig for
Wentz,
that one a little bit.
I'm going to go for Carson Wentz, that if he's healthy, he will be the MVP in the National Football League.
Let me add one.
I'm going on the limb. That's how well he played
You're
last
going
year.
on a really shaky limb there. He was leading the MVP voting.
No, but I'm
late in the
saying
season.
even after the injury, if he comes back, he's my odds-on favorite to pick up where he left off.
Let me add
That's
this
what
quickly.
I'm saying.
25 years old for Wentz. I mean, he's obviously a great quarterback.
Wentz in a lifetime.
5 primetime games this year, and they have a trip to London. That schedule is unforgiving for the Eagles this year.
What, it's called a plane. They're not taking a 4-month boat trip.
I think they are taking a boat
Is
across.
that what it is?
Yeah,
A 4-month boat trip to London?
Got to play Jacksonville?
Did you just say Wentz in a lifetime?
Wentz in a lifetime.
You're killing me today.
Headline writer?
No, that's Shannon. I stole it from Shannon.
Yeah, you did.
I love that.